Hello everyone, welcome to January's monthly mini. For this month we are going to be making a mini champagne bottle. I have two versions here, the one with the closed top and the one that has been opened. For this video demonstration I'm going to make the one that is closed. However, if you would like to make the one that is opened and looks like it's spraying champagne, those instructions are in the written pattern on the blog. But just a quick guide, you can use a little bit of fiberfill stuffed into round 15 before you close, and when you close you'll just cinch that fiberfill in there. I did put a little bit of hairspray onto my fiberfill, shaped it with scissors, and added a little bit of glitter. I don't know if that comes up on the video, but the glitter just is white clear glitter and it makes it look a little bit more like bubbles. So again, that is an option, but nothing that you have to do. So to make this pattern, you're going to need a pair of scissors, an E-hook, tiny bit of fiberfill, a stitch marker, and a yarn needle. If you would like to make the face, you'll need a set of 6mm safety eyes, some embroidery thread. I'm going to use makeup blush to have my bottle have rosy cheeks. I'm also going to use a bit of foil on the top to look like it's capped, and a little twist tie. And then you'll need two colors of yarn. I am going to make my bottle with this teal color and then this lighter blue to make the label and the top of the bottleneck. So let's go ahead and get started. This pattern will start with a magic ring. You can do the chain 2 method to begin if that's easier for you. If you're not familiar with the chain 2, I do have a demonstration video with some starters on my YouTube channel. You can check that out. This pattern will also be worked in joined rounds, which I will demonstrate as we go. So after you have your magic ring ready, or you've chained 2, you can work all stitches for round 1 into the center of your magic ring. Will be 6 single crochets for round 1 in this pattern, or you can work all 6 single crochets into the second chain from your hook if you're doing the chain 2 method. Let's go ahead and make our 6 single crochets into the center. Once I have those made, I'm just going to gently pull my starting tail to start to close that. And you're going to join the round together with a slip stitch into the first single crochet of the round. So place your hook up under that first single crochet of the round, slip stitch to join the round, and then you're going to chain 1. That chain 1 that you're making before you begin round 2 will not count in your stitch count. So for round 2, we are going to increase in each single crochet around. An increase is simply 2 single crochets into each stitch for this pattern. So let's go into that first single crochet, and we're going to chain, or we're going to put 2 single crochets into that stitch. So we've already made 1 and 2. I'm going to place my stitch marker into that first single crochet of the round and continue to increase in each stitch around. So by the time you get to the end of round 2, you will have made a total of 12 single crochets. Okay, 11 and 12. If you look here, you can see there's our chain 1, so that's not going to count. So we're going to skip over that, and we're going to join the round. So go into the first single crochet of the round, slip stitch, and chain 1. For round 3, we're going to place 1 single crochet into the next 3 stitches and then increase. So by the time we get to the end of round 3, we will have made 15 single crochets. So here's our second, our third, and then an increase. Okay, last sequence here. So 1, 2, 3, and then an increase. And we're going to join. So we're going to skip that chain 1 from the beginning of the round, slip stitch into the first single crochet we made, chain 1. For round 4, we're going to go into the back loop only. So here's your front loop, here's your back loop only, and a single crochet. And we're going to single crochet in the back loop only of each stitch of this round. You can see as you're working, and we've talked about this before in videos, that your work wants to kind of curl wrong side out. And you can tell it's wrong side out when the starting tail is on the outside here. And it looks like you're going almost in a counterclockwise motion. If you're working with your work right side out, it will look like you're going clockwise, and that starting tail will be on the inside. I kind of just proceed on here for a little bit, and then once I get a few rounds in, I push the center in, and then it'll be right side out. Okay, so we're at the end of that round. We're going to join the first stitch with a slip stitch and chain 1. For the next round, we're just going to make 1 single crochet in each stitch around. So by the time that we get to the end of round 5 here, we are going to have made 15 single crochets. We are also going to change color at the end of this round. So there's different ways to change, your yarn color. I like to close my last stitch by pulling up that new yarn so that you close your final stitch in the color you're using and you proceed with your new color. Okay, so we're going to slip stitch. So I am going to grab my new color, have it on my hook, and pull it right through. And then I'm going to proceed with my chain 1 and 1 single crochet in each stitch around for round 6. Both round 6 and 7, we'll have 1 single crochet around. You can cut away your first color if you want. I'm just going to pick it back up after round 7. Stitch marker kind of flipped out of the way. So let's just kind of go around 1 single crochet in each stitch. Okay, I'm going to join with a slip stitch, and here I'm going to pick back up my other color and pull it through. And chain 1. and proceed with 1 single crochet again in each stitch around for round 8. So by the end of round 8, we'll again have made 15 single crochets. Okay, let's go ahead and join the round. Chain 1. For round 9, we're going to decrease in this round. So place 1 single crochet in the next 3 stitches and then decrease. So we're going to put our hook up under and pull a loop under that next stitch and then go immediately into the next stitch, pull up a loop so you have 3 on the hook, yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on the hook to decrease down to 1. So 1 single crochet into the next 3 stitches with a decrease. And then 1 single crochet into the next 3 stitches and a decrease. Okay, join with a slip stitch, chain 1. For round 10, we're going to place 1 single crochet into the next stitch and then decrease. And we're going to do that all the way around. So by the end of round 10, we will have made 8 single crochets. Here's our last decrease of the round. Before we change colors, I'm going to pull up a loop of yarn to move out of my way. Okay, I'm going to get all that out of the way so that we can work on our face for the bottle. If you're making a face, we're going to place our eyes in between rounds 6 and 7, about 2 stitches apart. You want to wait to, in my opinion, to place the safety backs on the eyes until you've finished all the details that you want to make for the face. So I'm going to go ahead and you can use an embroidery needle if you like. I'm going to go ahead and use my yarn needle because I have it handy. I'm going to do eyelashes on this one because I've done eyebrows on the other 2 that I've made already. One thing about the minis is it gets a little tight because your working space is smaller, so just be careful that you're not sewing in any of your working yarn. So to make eyelashes, I'm just going to come out here to the side of the eye and then go right back into where it's at and make this little V at the side. Being careful, like I said, not to sew in any of my working yarn as I make these little details. And then go back right into the same spot. And then I have a little eyelashes at the side of the eye. Next, I'm going to go in and create a mouth right between the eyes. I'm going to go under it, just under it, and create this little loop. place. And then I'm going to make my final eyelashes just like I did on the other side with this little V in between. Okay, once you have all the details sewn on, you can pop those safety eyes onto the back of the safety eye. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and stuff our bottle. So I push in the bottom with my thumb a little bit and kind of keep my thumb in place and begin to stuff the bottle. The bottom will kind of curve around those back loop only stitches and help it stand upright. So you can kind of see how that one's pushed in. Just a little. You won't stuff the bottleneck, so just work that stuffing around the bottom of the bottle. You want it full enough that it holds its shape without causing the stitches to gap. So that's pretty good. I'm going to add blush to my cheeks when I'm done, but for right now I'm going to go ahead and continue on. Shove all those ends inside there too. So we're going to join to the next round and pull back up the second color, and then we can trim away this darker color green because we will be done with it. So let's move my stitch marker and then pull through with my new color and chain one. For round 11, we're going to place one single crochet into the next 2 stitches and then decrease. I'm going to go ahead and trim away that green so it's out of my way since we're done with that now, for that teal color. Get it out of here. We can tuck that tail in there in a minute. So single crochet. So there's 2 and then a decrease. 1, 2, and then the final decrease of the round here. Join to move my stitch marker. Chain 1. And then for the next 3 rounds, we're just going to place 1 single crochet in each stitch around. Still joining at the end of each round, but we'll have a total of 6 single crochets at the end of each round. Okay, we're coming to the end of round 14 here. So we're going to join, chain 1, and then we are going to place 1 single crochet into the next 2 stitches and then an increase. So by the end of round 15, which is the last round of our pattern here, we'll have 8 single crochets. Okay. Oh, I lost it. Last single crochet here. We're going to slip stitch to the first single crochet of the round and fasten off, leaving a tail of yarn to weave round 15 closed. So go ahead and pull it through. You can, I still have a little bit of my tail from color change sticking out. I'm going to trim it away. You can tuck it back in there if you'd like. And let's weave it closed. Okay, for weaving it closed, we're going to thread our yarn needle with that tail we left at the end of round 15. And you are going to go in and out of the front loops only, all the way around. Okay, and then once you get into that last stitch, you're just going to gently pull to cinch the top of the bottle closed, and then you can pass that needle back through the bottle, like so, and just trim away the excess yarn. Then you can shape it a little bit, pushing that bottom in. And here's what we have so far for your champagne bottle. Finishing touches, I'm going to put a little bit of blush on each side for a rosy cheek. And then I've got a little bit of foil and a twist tie for the top of my bottle. So I'm just going to push it down around the top like so. And once I kind of have it where I want it, I'll fold it up. And scrunch it down into place to give it shape. And then I will take my twist tie. I kind of want it off to the side. You can put it underneath your foil or right on top. Make your preference. So I'm going to put it there and just twist it on the side. And then trim those down just a tiny bit. And there you have it, your little champagne bottle.